Then by Tom Collins from Leeds, originally from Curacao, which was a Dutch possession, so it's very much a Dutch interest here. Unbeaten in 11 fights, Van Raamsdonk, this very lean Dutchman, a fair boxer, but he's not producing enough. But as an amateur, he defeated Brian Schumacher of Liverpool and Jimmy Price from Liverpool in the European Amateur Championships. So he's a bit handy, and beaten another British boxer, Dave Owens of Castleford. But it's important now for Collins to start looking impressive. He's number 2 in the WBC, WBA list, behind Virgil Hill and Don Lalonde, who's fighting Sugar Ray Leonard. But certainly a good Collins on his best nights, I think, has got a very good chance to beat Virgil Hill, and he's got to shine a bit here. The last Dutchman he nailed was Alex Blanchard, who hadn't been on the deck before, and he really clobbered him with a right-hand punch. But he's just been going for 4 rounds anyway, through that typical Tom Collins lethargic stage. He's not really drawing Van Raamsdonk on Jim enough, is he? He won't have it, the Dutchman. He won't lead too much.
No, Collins has never put Van Raamsdonk under enough pressure. He's just followed him around the ring, but never really put him under pressure. This is the most pressure he's been in so far. Collins is putting a little bit more power into his punches, and this is what he must do. Van Raamsdonk's been making good use of his legs. He's been stepping in and stepping out of range. He hasn't made too many mistakes, but Collins, with his experience, is going to have to force him into making some mistakes.
He really is built like a big hat rack, isn't he, this fellow? He's tough to nail. I can see now how mind you, he's been well managed by Hank Ruling, one of the old timers on the game in the continent. Had some good turnaround fights, actually. 5 hard fights, Tom Collins, with Dennis Andrews, who then went on to win the World Championship at light heavyweight, and the British title he won back in 82. That was over the 15 rounds course. Oops, just as well he didn't connect with that one. The referee had called stop, and he would have been in trouble, the Dutchman, had he clobbered Collins there. And a lot of that, I think, is water, because it can't be too much sweat. Jim Collins hadn't really done enough work to.
No, he started applying a little bit of pressure, but hasn't maintained it. It's coming back again now, but a little bit too near to the end of the round. But he's going to have to put the Dutchman under more pressure and make use of his own power.
And there's the rundown then for Tom Collins, popular in Leeds, and Republican manager there, well known up there in that area, Trevor Callaghan. And Terry Mintus, ex-boxer, on the outside, and they've really got to start stirring this fellow up, because Callaghan has said, don't take chances, I don't want you to rush in, but he's got to find ways of dealing with this challenger. The European Championship can be very profitable, and there's a rundown for Raamsdonk. As I said, had a very good amateur career, and you can see why he could hit and run for 3 rounds. Nobody could catch up with him. And in the corner there is Londoner Denny Mancini, who will be giving quite a bit of a verbal ear bashing. And there he's telling him to bend his legs to come down to Collins. Now, if only he could fight like the trainer, we'd be all right there.
Second out, round 6.
Round 6 of the scheduled 12 rounds for the European Championship. The referee from Belgium, Jean Deswert, and the judges from Italy and Germany. Well, Collins has had a good chance of tasting this challenger's punches a bit, Jim. I think if we're really seriously talking about him now in world class, and on ratings he certainly is, he should be doing something a little bit more impressive now.
Yeah, he's got to start cutting the space down that he's been giving Van Raamsdonk. He's got to block him in corners, force him into making mistakes, show a feint and draw some leads, and really get on top of him. But he's still that slow pace that he seems to have been using all throughout his career. You know, waiting for the one big punch to land to turn things in his favour. Well, it hasn't landed yet, and it's not even looking low. It's been close to landing.
Oh, if only you got a repeat of that right-hand punch that knocked over Alex Blanchard, a Dutchman who hadn't been on the deck before. And Collins really did that in style down in Wales. And the Dutchman's corner trying to gee their man up now to steal these punches with a long breaking left hand that he's got. And there was a little bit of a sample of the kind of punch, but he didn't really follow in with that. It was an arm's length arm power rather than the body power. Well, that's it, Jim. He's going to try now in the last minute of this round to get the right hand over the top of that leading left.
Well, he's landed a couple of right hands in this round, but he hasn't troubled the Dutchman at all. And when he has landed the right hand, he just stood and looked at it. He didn't make any effort whatsoever to follow it up. He's really going to have to waken up and, as I say, really try to put the Dutchman under some pressure.
In his 30s like this, it's got to be the final flings now for Collins. He's got to make every punch, I should say every fight count, because he could really make a nice few dollars at some time in a World Championship fight, but he's got to justify it. He's got to be an attraction anyway for American promoters to want to put him on.
Swing forward, let's take some of that off your back.
All quiet in the Collins corner at the moment there. He's seen this many, many times, hasn't he, Trevor Callaghan, trying to rouse his man. I think this is the right-hand punch, Jim, we're watching in replay here.
Yep, it was a fairly decent punch, but he made no effort to follow up. There's the punch, and the big Dutchman just looking straight back at Collins again, not troubled in the least. So here he should be moving, and he's had a bit of success. He should move in and try to capitalise on it. But see, there is it again, but still the Dutchman looks straight back at him, not troubled.
We're into round 7 of this 12-stone, 7 pounds European Championship. And at that first punch there that the Dutchman came out there, he's cut Collins over the left eye, and it's a bad gash too in the 7th. And the referee's got to call the doctor with this one, I think, under European rules. He's saying, where is the doctor? No, he's asking for the second to wipe it first, and then the British board doctor comes up there, and I'm afraid it looks a bad one there, and I'm wondering now whether Collins can go on or not. No, Trevor Callaghan's shaking his head, the manager. No, he's saying stop it. And right at the start of the 7th round, it's a sad defeat for Tom Collins. He didn't do any work in the opening rounds. He may have himself to blame there, but I must say, Jim, there didn't seem any head work. It looked like a right-hand punch to me.
No, he came out and threw a couple of decent punches right at the start of the round. It looked as though he was going to raise the pace, so it was definitely a punch that caused the injury, and a bad injury it was.
Well, there you are, and he could lose his world rating with that as well. And, Jim, this is it. There it is there, chopping down punch there, and there's no blame on head clashes at all, and the speck of blood on his shoulder by the look of it there of Collins. And there he is then, Pedro van Raamsdonk from Amsterdam, came here as an unknown, and going back as a champion who could certainly earn a few bob.
The doctor has stopped the contest. Please welcome the new European light heavyweight champion, Pedro van Raamsdonk. The referee stopped the contest on the doctor's advice. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a very big hand for our gallant loser, Tom Collins.
Not much consolation for him, though, is there?